This is Sunday's league game. All right, let's get it going. All right, so as we get the ball here, Leon, and you attack, you kind of attack in a U if you notice, and you should be trying to attack more in a V. All right, so hopefully this makes sense. As you get deeper, Alex has to do a better job of sprinting over here. All right, because let's think about the matchups. If we drive and we throw it here to Kendall, that's Hunter's person. If you throw it here, then Xavier can easily help and then recover to Alex. So if Alex is standing here, Hunter would have to guard both of them. Hopefully that makes sense. So now we get it there, and Kendall just makes a play, but it wasn't because we had the proper spacing to ensure that it was going to be a great play regardless. So Kendall attacks and gets fouled. All right, but just know that as we're going back here, the person that you're reading, Leon, is going to be this back person, which is Hunter, which should mean you should be throwing over here to Alex, but I understand why you didn't, because Alex should have been standing at the three-point line and not back there where Xavier could recover. I like this possession because of the ball and player movement. The only thing that's missing is looking for the drive attacks, all right? So y'all did good at kind of exchanging positions and not being so static, all right? We got to watch our passes, though. The balls are getting deflected way too often. All right, but we got to learn how to attack closeouts. All right, so this is like when it comes from way over there, Aiden, you got to think quick swing, because then we want Leon sprinting at Xavier, then he could get by him. All right, here's another thing that I really like. Anthony cuts hard. All right, so this is what we got to learn. Hard cut by Anthony, which is gonna open up a hole right here. If you sprint to this open area right there, you would have a jump shot like right in here. But nonetheless, this is what I do like. You could tell Anthony's looking around, so he notices that side is filled. So guess what? He's just like, oh, I know what a domino is. Let me fill out the other side. So he runs over there. All right. And now he attacks once that ball moves and it comes back, he's about to attack his closeout. So here it comes. Jashawn has to sprint at him because that ball is really moving. And here we go. Boom. Now, this is what you got to learn to see as a point guard, Anthony. You see Blake right here in this pocket? That's got to be a push pass. All right. The other pass that you will be looking at, and all of that depends on Kendall. If Kendall's here, then you throw it to Blake. If Kendall takes away Blake, then you throw it here to Xavier. All right. But you're looking to shoot it over people, and that's a tough shot. But here's the good part. Because you attacked and were aggressive, both defenders are with you, which means nobody's there to rebound. Kendall has to block out Xavier, which means there's nobody left for Blake. And Blake runs in and gets an easy layup. All right, so I want y'all to see the success in that. This is the area I want you to grow in. You got to start reading closeouts. All right, good entry pass, Colin. All right. The help comes from your left side, Jashawn. So great idea to throw it to Alex. But look, Hunter's running as fast as he can. I don't need you shooting every time. I need you to read the closeout. So Hunter's tall. He's going to be able to change or block your shot. You should pump fake him and then go around him. All right. But you don't really pump fake often enough, so he doesn't ever have to guess when he's closing out to you what you're going to do. So therefore, he gets a hand on it. But if you pump fake him, the next time he closes out, it's a short closeout, then you get your shot off. All right, so I need you to start reading closeouts better, although you're a really good shooter. When you hear me say be aggressive, all right, aggressive doesn't mean you necessarily need to score. So Kendall gets the ball, and she takes one aggressive dribble, which makes Anthony have to step up and guard her. If she doesn't be aggressive and attack him right there, then he stays at the elbow, and then when you throw it to Leon, he matches up. But he has to guard her, and now Jashawn was aggressive on Xavier, so Xavier had to battle him in the post, so he's kind of out of position because of that battling. So this gap is open. So as soon as Leon hits it, he hits the gap hard. Xavier hasn't recovered from having to help off of Jashawn. Anthony hadn't recovered from having to help off Kendall because both of them were playing aggressive. And Aiden didn't get his chest in front. For if he did, Colin would be wide open. So that's why I say dribble until you're ready to pass or shoot. And then he gets to the attack. Nobody gets their chest in front, and we get a layup. All right. So way to be aggressive for 3 players right there. That was good. And when y'all hear me say, "Hey, I think y'all are a dribble late or 2 dribbles late on every pass," this is a good example of that. So Alex gets the steal. Colin is up ahead. All right. The sooner you can see that play, especially for a guard, the better. So now he dribbles, and I think the pass should be coming out now. It should be a bounce pass, and Xavier's not close enough over to take that away. So then we take a 2, 3, and then on the 4th dribble, you try to throw it, but now it's starting to get congested, and it's a much tougher play. So make that play a 2 or 3 dribbles sooner. All right, here's another play of being aggressive, helping you guys. So Xavier catches it. Alex chest isn't in front, so he attacks, and guess who has to stop him so he don't get a layup? That's Leon. So when he attacks, Leon has to help. All right, and since and if Leon doesn't help, then he would keep driving. Then Jashawn would have to help, and then Blake would be open. So Leon has to help, and when he does, because Xavier was aggressive, Hunter is wide open for a 3. He gets to just step into it and knock it in. All right, so good again. Aggressiveness does not mean you have to shoot the ball. It just means be aggressive. All right, Xavier, you got to know the difference of when you guys are trapping what your responsibilities are and when y'all are just in a normal 3-2 what your responsibilities are. So this is a trap. All right. And so we got Anthony and whoever that is over there about the trap. You got to take away this easy pass because that's all he got left. Everybody's taking away all they're doing their job. So look, you're in position to take away that pass, but for some reason you decide you're going to turn around and you run back. So now what's going to happen is pass is going to end up being a great shot. So you got to do your job because if they get it out the trap, your defense is in a vulnerable position. So we pass, skip pass to the opposite side. Kendall's wide open. All right. And it's because you didn't do your job. So you got to make sure every player has to do their job or a lot of these schemes won't work. All right, a few more examples of dribble penetration. Now, it's one thing to just catch and pass, right? It's another thing when you catch it, again, attack closeout guys. That's the toughest time to play defense is when you're closing out. So now Aiden attacks, right? And now he makes a second person have to defend. That's your whole purpose. Make 2 people guard you. And now, once he makes this pass, so now we got a 2-1 split on the backside. All right, so now Anthony attacks, and if you could attack and learn to throw this hook pass, because Hunter just hit a 3. All right, and I'm not saying anything's wrong with this floater. What I'm saying is you shoot that floater all the time. I need you to make the read of when it's time to shoot a floater, and also show me that you're capable of seeing this pass. So it's not that this is a bad shot. You just got to show me that you can see that other pass, especially since you're a guard. Many times you'll hear me use this term, play a play ahead. And this is what I mean. All right, so the ball gets thrown. Alex goes for the steal. So you already got to be thinking, oh, he's not getting the steal. You can pretty much tell. Playing a play ahead means you got to kind of have a feel of where everybody is on the court. So look, they got 1 orange, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the only one that is on that side of the court where you're on that side of the midline, is the guy going for the steal. So really, you just need to pass and pass immediately, all right? But you're not playing to play ahead. You have to see what's going on first and then dribble, then make that pass to Hunter. So now it's not nearly as good of a shot because it's contested now. So if you'd have threw it immediately, Hunter wouldn't see that guy jumping at him. Now, of course, if there's a miss, where's the ball going to go? Aiden should be looking for the rebound. Luckily, it goes long and he gets it. So now from here, what do? Drive and make 2 people guard you. If you do that, somebody will be open. So Aiden does just that. Make a second person guard him by being aggressive. And look at this. We got 1 and 2 people open. All right. So boom, Blake's wide open. All right. So good offense. Y'all need to see it because so y'all can duplicate it and do it more often and on purpose. All right. So again, this is good offense early. I wanted to show y'all the power of a good skip pass. So this is good defense, right? Yet they're loading up this side, which is good. And this is the power of a skip pass. Hard skip to Hunter. Now we got 2 guys sprinting at him. But because of they sprint and Leon's late on his rotation, guess who's wide open? Blake. And you know if Blake gets it, he's going to look to make something good happen. Anthony, I love that you're diving. Like, this is a great dive because if you occupy Kendall when you dive, these 2 are going to be wide open. So guess what happens? She sees you diving. She has to come and respect that. And now, boom, we got Aiden wide open. But it started because of this. Xavier threw the skip pass, made the defense sprint and shift, and Anthony cut, and player movement matters. Now Aiden's wide open, sets up, and knocks it in. All right, that's just good offense. On Orange, unfortunately, there's nothing you can do about that. We have all these rules because I want you guys to understand what makes a team successful against this type of defense, right? Right now, Blue's packing it in, but you got to hit middle. You got to move the ball quickly if you're going to have an opportunity, or you got to drive and be aggressive. All right. So here's the we get a good ball fake. I like this right here. Ball fake and then pass opposite, but the ball has not crossed the 3-point line, which means we haven't put pressure on the defense, right? We haven't thrown it inside. Okay, that I think is an opportunity right here, Colin, to drive, make Aiden respect you. Then Leon will be more open. All right, so we weren't aggressive still. All right, so we pop back out. We move the ball. We still haven't hit middle at any point. Good job, Blue. And this is kind of what happens when like y'all just kind of take a random three. And yeah, Colin can hit that, but I can guarantee you're not gonna win a game when you just kind of get bored with offense and take a three without one of those three things happening. A paint touch, whether it's off the dribble or off the pass, ball and player movement. If you take a three without any of that stuff happening, then you just can't be efficient. All right. And so I want y'all to recognize the difference between that play and some of the other ones we've already seen. All right. This is literally the very next possession. All right. That ball moves. Again, Leon hasn't been to enough practices to understand the defense rotation, and y'all are paying for it. So look, so now Blake is open, and y'all got to decide. There's multiple ways to guard middle, right? We could have the top guy covering like Blue is currently doing. We could have the orange really rotating quickly, but regardless, Leon, you should be head under basket at very least. But there we go. We hit middle, and these are just going to be higher percentage shots than coming down shooting threes. And so, and look, this is why y'all need it, right? Uh, if somebody gets hot, I don't mind you taking quick threes that break the rules. I mean, you should have that freedom because I think y'all can be good enough to do some of that. But you got to recognize when teams go on runs and you start losing, how do you kill the run? Why are we not hitting? Why are we not efficient? And you got to be able to go back to doing what you need to do. All right, great job right there on Blue and good execution. I do like this. I like that. I tell you on the video, hey, that last possession wasn't good, but we don't. You kind of already know this information, to be honest. So look, very next play, Leon drives, right? There's our attack, trying to get a paint touch. Alex gets it, attacks as well. Now the defense is starting to get out of position. So Colin, you got to think a play ahead, right? When you catch this, what do you need to do? You know, maybe it's a drive and look backside. I can't see the other side to say for sure. But if you stop the ball, now they get back set up. So be careful of those. All right. Alex makes himself available. All right. Boom. Tack the closeout. Hunter jumps. Good pump fake right there. All right. And then we get a shot up at the rim. All right. But because all these guys are out of position because he drove, right? So is it Xavier who has to come and help? That's who's supposed to be blocking out Jashawn. Jashawn is now free to roam and get a rebound, and he does. He keeps it alive. Colin gets it back. All right. Now the only play I need y'all to start seeing is this. Leon is on this back side back here. You can't see him on screen. But when we drive, Colin, Blake has left Leon. That's the guy you're reading. You should throw a bounce past him at the 3-point line, and Leon probably should cut. But that's the play you got to see. You saw Aiden tried to take it away for a moment. That's the play that we got to start seeing. He'll pop up in the screen right there. Leon was in that corner the whole time. So I want to bring a point to everybody. Really, Blake, how is it when we do drills and I say throw with your left hand, you don't do it? But now, in this situation, guys there, you throw it with your left hand. And not just that, you throw a dart. So that's good. I think you could have did a better job, Hunter, of being more aggressive and attacking that closeout, all right? And then you'd have had something a little more happen. And then he runs through the pass. So you got to be able to read from that corner. The person you would have wanted to throw to is probably a skip pass over here. And then Kendall would have had a 2-on-1 situation. So be careful not to telegraph and just throw that same pass. So let's watch it again. Comes that left-handed pass. All right, you kind of start to attack and stop, and then you telegraph your pass. Now, Leon, when you get here, this needs to be with your left hand. You get fouled, but if you shoot it with your left hand, you're going to get an and one. You get what I'm saying? So you're shooting this right-handed, and if you got it on your left side, that'll be an and one instead of 2 free throws. We got to do better at bending our knees. Your knees aren't bent, ready to block out. All right, so we got to do better with that. All right, so you see how Blake is? Blake's low. Kendall's about to lean in on him, and both of y'all are standing straight up. All right, both of y'all close to 6'2", and both of y'all standing at 6'2". You need to be down about 5'8". So now you just walk straight in instead of stepping into Jaden. All right, and you end up getting a nice little rebound. But if Jaden wouldn't have been doing the same thing you were doing, he would have got past you and got the rebound. So both of y'all were asleep. So let's make sure y'all do better with that rebounding situation. I like how Blake continued to run a lane right here. This is probably a bounce pass, just to make sure Leon doesn't hit it. And if he kicks it, that's a kickball. So the bounce pass would have been the safest pass here. But it does get through. Now I like balance and I like the court awareness of Blake. He feels the guy coming. Here comes the pump fake, takes the contact, takes a chance at an and one. That was a really smart, heady play right there. All right, this is the exact same situation. Jaden standing straight up. Josh has his knees bent, but neither one of them step into the guy they're blocking out. So let's watch Jaden. Soon as that shot is up, the first step you take is with your right foot forward. So Grant is able to kind of push you underneath the basket. And who is it? And Josh, you step here, step in, and that's not bad, but you need to step in too, because at this point you're not touching Matt, you're just in front of him. So now once you get bumped in the back, look how low you are under the rim now, because you didn't initiate the contact. You got hit, so both of y'all are below the rim, so everything's gonna go over your head. All right, luckily Leon cleans it up and ends up with it, but we got to step in two people. All right, so right here, Justin, you caught the ball here. Look at where the defense is. It's on the right side, so the pass needs to be to his left hand. All right, so as you can see, you throw it to his right hand where the defense is instead of opposite of what the defense is, and of course they poke it away. But let's just think ahead, right? So let's say you do throw it to the correct hand. Jaden should spin. This guy, Noah, has two people to guard. So whoever he throws it to is going to have a wide open shot, and whoever he closes out to, one more pass and then a shot. So that's how important it is that we throw it to right location. So it's like real estate, location, location, location. So I want you to be bothered by where you threw it, right? Because had you thrown it somewhere else, y'all get a really good look at the basket. All right. And I like this Euro step. That was a good read right there. I was actually underneath the basket. From here, it looked like a foul, but actually Leon got all ball. But nonetheless, hey, you were aggressive and initiated contact, so that was good. Take this from Orange. The ball hits middle. Jaden does a good job of knowing since Matt is on me, the guy in the corner, which is Josh, is open, and there's no way. Matt's one person. He can't be two places at once. So right now he's guarding Jaden. Quick pass. Now he has to get out there to guard Josh. Josh, just take your time and knock it in. Or pump fake. I keep telling y'all have to learn to read the closeout. So if he's coming that hard and you pump fake, easy layup. All right, but nonetheless, the ball moves. Jaden crashes hard, which is good and keeps the ball alive, and Josh runs in and gets his own rebound. That was really good hustle right there. I hate coaching effort. Didn't have to that play. Good job. All right, so let's also I'm gonna bring up another big point that we got to make sure we do since it's about to show up here. All right, so we get the ball into the post. We got to get a better entry pass though. That was a tough catch for him, Noah, throwing a one-hander in there that hard. So he kind of gets a hold of it. So as soon as it goes down there, Justin, you got to hold your block out and you got to drive. You're too small to do a mediocre block out. All right, so you got to hold Matt, and then now you're not touching him anymore. He runs right around you and gets a layup. So let's watch it again. You drop. So you're doing your job, which is good. You drop. But now you got to hold that block out because you can't afford to make it a jump ball. All right, make them have to come over your back to get it. And that's for everybody on the back side. You got to be able to block out that back side at all costs. Let me explain a couple of mistakes that happened. And I will say Orange was at a pretty big disadvantage because they had multiple guys that are pretty new to the league and didn't get to do all the practices. So one, Jaden, don't jump for passes that are coming right at you. There's no need to jump at that. That's just gonna make the ball tougher to catch. So don't jump at passes you don't have to. So then you kind of lose it and fumble it. The ball gets there. So now right now this is a spacing issue. Both Justin and Josh are not behind the 3-point line, and you need to. Spacing is offense and offense is spacing. So now the ball gets thrown. Josh is in the middle. Y'all are in close proximity to each other. So now the next pass is going to be another tough one. All right. And we're just kind of struggling with the ball. Now I'm glad Josh got it out of there. Kendall is on her heels more so than anything, so it's gonna be a short shot, and you gotta make sure you're on the balls of your feet, Kendall. But those are the little things we gotta like kind of clean up. And I know y'all haven't been in enough practices for me to hold you accountable, but that's why that possession wasn't successful. So make sure we're spacing that floor. So no, I have zero problem with this, right? A lot of coaches do. I don't. And this is the one I'm talking about. Nobody on defense is ready to guard up here. So if I got a guy who can shoot, then I want him shooting that shot. And if you're not shooting that shot, it makes you look like a bad player, like you're not confident in your shot. The purpose of an offense is to move the ball, make two guard, and get shots with players 8 feet from you. She's 8 feet from him. We didn't run any offense. So at this point, we should know as the blue team, this shot is going up. All right. So y'all got to start crashing so we can get 2 opportunities at the basket as soon as it does. All right. So, and look, because of the crash and the hustle after it, we end up getting it. All right. I thought we should have got it in the air, but nonetheless, I'm fine with those kind of shots as long as you're a guy who shoots threes and you prove that on the team. Well, I'm glad you're starting to get your mojo back, man. This is what I mean. Like, you just came down, shot a three, missed. I'm okay with that. You catch it here, immediately split stance and go because Josh was helping on middle. That's fine. You made the next layer guard you, and then you kicked it. I'm okay with you being aggressive like that, all right? Because now that's considered a wide open shot. All right, so Matt shoots it. Now, this is what I want y'all to get stronger at. Leon, I want you to get to the point where right now, while you're rebounding, you can see that your guy is up ahead because the floor is not balanced for the blue team. Think about it. How many guys do you have below the block? One, another guy corner, that's two. You got Hunter in front of you. You got the guy who just drove Noah. The only person back is Grant, and he's not super tall and a shot blocker. So I want you to be able to catch this and throw that immediately. So you don't see that yet, and that's fine. And this is what I mean by passing late. After one dribble, two dribbles, three dribbles, at the very least, it should have been gone by then. Now you end up throwing that 4-foot pass, which everybody hates, right? And now we don't get a shot up. So let's back it up. If you would have recognized that right here when that ball's going up, that hey, they're in bad rebounding position and you can get to that level, boom, that ball should be gone right now. Left-handed pass, bounce, Collins wide open for an easy layup. So just know court vision is and the ability to pass on the move are really important because that would have been 2 points instead of coming the other way. Again, this is what I mean. Now Noah, I want you to be able to read. You probably based off where they're defending, you probably could have caught that right here, and that's one less dribble to get wherever you're about to go. So just keep that in mind. But I'm loving the aggressiveness. Boom, you're attacking. All right, and you get pretty deep this time. I actually thought you kind of got tripped. That's all right, but the ball squirts out, and now the ball starts moving. We didn't actually on that, Grant. We didn't actually need to dribble. All right, because if you throw it immediately, nobody's by 8. And so knowing when to attack and make a second guy guard you and when to just kick because he's wide open is something else to recognize. But that's also part of plan to play ahead. If you knew that, you would throw it without dribbling. But most players do have to take a dribble, figure out what's going on. Now we're making this pass to Aiden, and now Colin has recovered and taken away this shot right here. All right, so I want y'all to see that. All right, so here's another attack. Noah's back in there again. Now, same thing with Hunter. He doesn't need to dribble and go nowhere. He just needs to pass it. Grant's been open. All right, but these 2-3 dribbles, again, those plays disappear as the defense gets better. So now let's look at this. I like that you pulled this out, Josh. That was smart. All right, now look at this, Leon. So they got a guy who just went for a steal and undisciplined. Colin dribbles and make Grant's guard. Hunter has to guard you and him. You have to attack this. Don't settle. That should have been a drive right down the seam. Get another foul on them. Get a drive. Don't settle for a jump shot because we can take this shot whenever. All right, they were in bad position. I think we kind of let them off the hook there. All right, and I know you can make those shots, but I just want you to see the difference of the chaos you could have caused had you driven. All right, so look how effortless this play is. It's like you know I was gonna talk about you about not attacking. So look, they jump trap. Aiden's late on the trap. Whenever they don't execute a scheme correctly, that means there's a lot of holes because those two guys went and sprinted to the corner. So now you attack this gap, almost a very similar gap as last time. Now you attract everybody. Think about everybody's eyes. Are they looking at any of your teammates? Nope. So now you hit Justin wide open, and because of your aggressiveness, you're a playmaker. Justin gets a wide open shot. You could have created that exact play last possession. So I want you to see that. But it's all, again, it's because you were being aggressive, and that's why you're able to do that. The blue team has a good example of what it takes to be aggressive and make a second guy guard them. The only problem is, guys, the catching part of basketball we're just struggling with right now. The catching and passing in a sense. But look, here's the attacks though. Drive, attack. All right, we switch it off. Another attack. Lose the ball. Swing it. Boom. Attack. All right. Well, that's passing. Let us say passing and catching. All right, you got to catch that clean. All right, but these attacks, and then boom, there's another drive. But the reason these gaps are in this defense is because everybody is driving, kicking, sharing the ball. All right, and I don't want you to get this foul, Hunter. I want you to learn to score this because you're in the air. There's no reason that you can't finish that on your own. So I want you to like get an and one in a real game. You know, at your school, they're gonna probably call this as a foul, but you got to score that bucket whether somebody's there or not. So stay on your feet so you get your own rebound if you miss. But I will say, Hunter, I am digging this rebound right here. This is a strong rebound, and you pull it down. I need that toughness, that aggressiveness on offense as well. Because let's move this forward. When this ball gets here, you lose your toughness. All right. So when you get fouled, you're like all over the ground and falling and stuff, and you got to stay on your feet, man. Because if this team really busts out really quick and goes down court, you know, y'all, it's a 5-on-4 break. So again, I need that same toughness you bring on defense on offense each time. Every time you're falling, stay on your feet and get and initiate contact. There's a way to do that. Make sure you're finishing off 2 feet instead of 1. That's the main thing. Gets a live ball turnover here. I like that y'all are breaking, and I like that you're landing on 2 right here. We had drilled this a while back, Anthony. This is good. And then going up strong. Also be able to land in a way where you can pump fake, right? So if you need to pump fake that guy, let Jashawn fly by and then go up, make sure you have the balance to do both of those things. Good stuff. Good stuff right there, Blue. Hey, Matt, this was really cool to see right here. We always talked about cutting the space. Of course, that team is going to worry about Blake in the middle, so we got a corner guy. Oh, no, we don't have anybody in the corner. All right, if we don't have a corner guy, Leon, you should be covering Blake because there's nobody over here to cover. And then just whoever this is, I think it's Jashawn can bounce back. But anyway, we don't see that. Matt cuts to space like we've been teaching. Over the top, perfect pass. All right, I really like that. That was good. We're going to the line. Matt, you got to finish that with your left hand so you can finish that. You always shooting with your right hand, and that's the reason you didn't finish it. All right, so here's another thing, Colin. This is good. You are doing a good job of pump faking, getting guys in the air and doing different jabs and stuff to get by them from the corner when they're closing out. Now we got to work on the read because you're getting by that initial guy. Once they start rotating, all you got to do is make the right read, and it's going to be a wide open shot. So you're driving. First option is you can hit this pocket pass right here. All right, so let's say you don't see it on time or you don't trust it. The next thing is you read this guy. Since he's covering Kendall, it should be a hook pass to Alex for a wide open shot. If Blake closes out, one more pass to Kendall. All right, so now Blake reads your eyes, so he stops guarding Kendall and he runs into this passing lane. And this ball should have been way out here anyway because, you know, since you didn't read your shot on time, you can't hit him now. It's too late. All right. Or you look that way at Jashawn and you throw your bounce pass over here to Kendall. Either one would work, but it ends up being a turnover. So good job at those corner reads that you're attacking that closeout guy. Now learn to read the rotation that you need to make sure that's a good play. All right, again, this is Noah being aggressive again. Drives, make a second guy guard him. Learn to soften up that pass so it's an easy catch and he don't fumble it. That fumble is what gets him blocked. All right, so good attack. So I'm starting to see those attacks, Noah. I just need to see a softer and correct pass. Again, this is why we're aggressive. Leon goes, he gets by one guy, makes Matt guard. All right, by making multiple guys guard you, even if you don't make the great assist read, by getting it on the rim, this is what happens. Multiple guys contesting him. Guess who's not blocked out? Because Matt was going to block out Jashawn, but he had to contest the shot. So now Jashawn's free. Get a rebound and a putback. Way to be strong with it, Jashawn. All right, I like this play because Xavier read the closeout, right? If they're trapping corners and both guys are going, boom, he goes right around them. All right, and then he gets to a spot where he could take another shot. Like I like y'all reading that. All right, so that's good. All right. Again, Leon, let's lose these 2-foot passes. If he's right there, you don't have to shovel it to him. Well, one, Alex, get farther up court, right? Leon's a guard. He don't need your help. All right. But this is good hands right here by Noah. Way to get hands on the ball. And then again, way to attack. Look one way, throw the other. Hit Anthony. Way to streak and run that lane. All right, good transition offense right there. A textbook play by Blue. All right, so they pass it. Aiden's looking like he's about to attack just enough to make this guy have to help a little bit. So now he just gets rid of it. He don't got to force nothing. Good swing to this side. I mean, opposite, so nobody's there. Another swing to the baseline. And then this is all you want to do. When you drive, you want to make a second person guard you. So Collins guard him. If he can get Jaden to guard him, somebody's going to be wide open. So drive, Jaden has to guard, or is that Jashawn? And then we get a bucket. All right. So that's just textbook. Let's just watch the whole deal right here. Pass, retreat, pass. That's a quick decision right there, Xavier. You were planning to play ahead right there. That was good. All right, and finish. Good stuff. All right, so this is where we made the switch. We had Leon get in the middle. All right, and now we pass it. Leon, you got to learn how to work for the ball, but in this possession, it works out. Alex finds you. All right, and then we just go up and finish. That was very effortless. Let's watch that one again. All right, they're not guard middle. Nobody rotates. That's supposed to be Aiden's early rotation, and he has to pay for that. All right, good stuff right there, Orange. All right, so you know you're in trouble when they're hitting middle twice. All right, so again, Kendall's another one that hasn't been here a lot. Now I'm thinking about Orange has quite a few people that hadn't been able to practice. So we hit middle, we get it out, we drive, and then we hit middle again. If we're hit middle twice, they're almost going to score 80% of the time. Now don't forget, I think this is Aiden. You should cut to space because then Blake could throw a bounce pass to you for a layup. Nonetheless, a jump shot's still good, but you want to cut because if he misses that, you're right there for the rebound. All right, so let's make sure we can remember to do that. So this is the start of the second half. I'm not going to clip this one up. We'll just stop at this play right here. So look, when Alex gets it, Kendall, you see the back of Matt's head on, what was the last possession? Matt backdoored for a layup. This should be you backdooring for a layup. Alex will find you. He can see you, but you're not running to space, right? If you run to space, because Jaden is doing his job battling, Matt is kind of dealing with him and not worried about this space over here. So if you had ran to space, that'd be over the top for a layup for you. All right, so let's just know to read that. Hey, all in all, it's y'all done really good in this session. Y'all learned the 3-2. The next thing I think we're gonna get to is pressing. So back to a 3-2 so we can kind of revamp a few things we didn't get to hit. But y'all are doing good. Y'all are growing. Make sure y'all continue that. I'll see you guys soon.